High above the ridgeline, a solitary shape circles on a column of rising air, an eagle. Balanced on invisible currents, its eyes scanning a world 3 kilometers below. What does it see from that height? It can count the whiskers of a hare, measure the shiver of a blade of grass, track the pulse of a river fish before the water's surface even ripples. We will explore the extraordinary life of eagles, their sight that outperforms any camera, their dives that outspeed sports cars, their ancient partnership with humankind, and the fragile futures they face in a changing sky. Imagine the human eye. Sharpest point. The fovea packs about 200,000 receptors per square millimeter. An eagle's eye carries more than 1 million. But numbers don't tell the full story. Eagles possess 2 fovea per eye, one to track forward motion, the other angled for sideways surveillance. Each eye is so large it presses against the skull like a fist in a glove, leaving almost no room to swivel. Instead of rolling their eyes, eagles move their entire heads, pivoting on neck vertebrae that turn as smoothly as a ball bearing. While you or I glance left and right, an eagle tips, tilts, and realigns its entire field of view, capturing a panorama in razor detail. Light enters through a transparent eyelid called the nictitating membrane, sliding across the eye every few seconds to keep the cornea pristine in high-speed dives. Inside, oil droplets act as color filters, sharpening contrast and allowing the bird to distinguish ultraviolet patterns invisible to mammals. Light enters through a transparent eyelid called the nictitating membrane, sliding across the eye every few seconds to keep the cornea pristine in high-speed dives. Inside, oil droplets act as color filters, sharpening contrast and allowing the bird to distinguish ultraviolet patterns invisible to mammals. To an eagle, urine trails glow on snow, fresh blood fluoresces on brown earth, and a vole's path shines like neon under autumn grass. Where we see drab fields, an eagle witnesses an illuminated roadmap of hidden food. Vision is only one part of the arsenal. An eagle's wings stretch wider than the height of most humans, yet the entire skeleton weighs less than a house cat. Hollow bones cross, braced like aircraft spars, give strength without heft. Feathers layer into aerodynamic veins that can lock into place for soaring or flare like air brakes in an instant. When an eagle stoops a vertical dive, it tucks wings tight, narrowing its silhouette to a teardrop. Gravity does the rest. Speeds exceed 320 kilometers per hour. Faster than a Formula One racer on the Monaco Straight. At that velocity, impact with prey could snap bones on both sides, so the eagle times its strike with surgical precision. Talons spread a span of razor-curved claws. The first point of contact is usually the rear talon, larger than the others, and engineered like a meat hook. Grip strength reaches 400 pounds per square inch, 4 times a heavyweight boxer's punch. Once locked, the prey rarely escapes. There is no single eagle. Over 60 species span 6 continents, from the stealthy forest-dwelling harpy of the Amazon, whose claw diameter rivals a grizzly's, to the salt-spray-hunting white-bellied sea eagle of Australia. Golden eagles rule mountain ranges of the northern hemisphere, while the martial eagle patrols African savannas as a flying apex predator capable of taking down small antelope. Let's descend into Mongolia's Altai Mountains, where Kazakh hunters have partnered with golden eagles for at least 2 millennia. At dawn, a herder lifts a leather-gloved arm, and a female golden eagle launches into bitter air searching for red fox. She rides thermals she cannot see, but feels in the pressure on her feathers. When she spots copper fur against snow, she folds her wings, plummets, and pins the fox before it hears more than a rustle of wind. This ancient collaboration speaks to the eagle-esque capacity for trust and the human yearning to borrow wild power. Across the Pacific, coastal bald eagles gather during salmon runs. They crowd treetops like Christmas ornaments, then explode into squabbling frenzies over carcasses left by brown bears. Balds have evolved massive beaks, not for tearing hide, but for wrenching apart chunky salmon flesh quickly before currents steal the prize. Their talons interlock in mid-air dogfights, cartwheeling earthward until one bird relents. The spectacle is fierce but ritualized. Rarely does a fight end in death. Territory and food are worth contest, not oblivion. Eagles shape ecosystems. In the Scottish Highlands, white-tailed eagles patrol lochs, snatching grey-lag geese and trout. Their predation pressures gulls away from sensitive tern colonies, indirectly protecting smaller seabirds. In East Africa, crowned eagles control populations of vervet monkeys, which would otherwise overbrowse young forest trees. When eagle numbers crash, herbivore surges transform vegetation, cascading outward to insects, soil microbes, and carbon cycles. Yet these sky kings face mortal threats. Lead fragments from hunter bullets poison scavenging individuals, power lines slice migration routes, an unsuspecting juvenile, eyes locked on ground prey, never sees the wire. Habitat loss robs cliff ledges and tall snags essential for nesting. Climate change shifts wind patterns, weakening thermals and forcing birds to waste precious calories flapping rather than soaring. Consider the Philippine eagle, among the largest in wingspan. Rainforest logging reduced its territory by more than 2/3 in a single generation. A breeding pair needs 100 square kilometers of untouched canopy to raise one chick every 2 years. Fewer trees mean fewer eagles. Perhaps 400 adults remain. Their loss is more than emotional. It erases a guardian species that once kept arboreal predators in balance. Can we help? Yes. Replacing lead ammunition with copper saves, scavenging eagles from slow internal bleed. Outs. Installing diverters, simple spiral reflectors on power lines cuts eagle collisions by up to 90%. Protecting old-growth nest sites ensures generational continuity. An eagle pair may reuse a single platform for decades, adding new sticks each season until the nest outweighs a horse. Technology stands ready too. Lightweight GPS transmitters relay altitude, speed, and heart rate in real time, revealing secret foraging corridors. Machine learning on satellite images flags potential nests faster than ground surveys. Drones deliver supplemental food to orphan chicks without habituating them to humans. Perhaps the greatest lesson eagles offer is resilience through adaptation. Some Kenyan-crowned eagles now hunt in urban parks, gliding between apartment towers to snatch feral cats. Bald eagles nest on cell phone towers along Florida highways, their chicks unfazed by semis roaring below. In Germany, white-tailed eagles fish carp ponds created by medieval monks. Centuries-old aquaculture has become a lifeline. Yet adaptation has limits. An eagle cannot evolve faster eyesight on demand or grow insulated feathers overnight. It counts on intact habitats, clean prey, and open skies. It trusts winds that warm each spring. Break any link and even the sharpest eyes fail. So next time you glimpse a dark shape, spiraling high above a canyon, or cruising along a coastline, pause. That eagle is not merely searching. It is reading invisible thermals, mapping scents on breezes, replaying genetic memories of ancestors who watched glaciers recede. It is proof that marvel still exists beyond screens and asphalt. If we safeguard eagles, we protect the intricate networks of life that rise, pivot, and spin beneath their wings. Let us keep the air clear, the forests tall, the rivers alive so that generations unborn may look up and see, with their own eyes, the monarch of the sky riding bright wind. Scanning a bright future,